Have you ever stopped to wonder how to become the best version of yourself in relationships? It's a question many may ask because deep down we all yearn for affection, respect, and to be genuinely valued by those around us. But how do we achieve this? How do we earn genuine admiration, not just for superficial qualities or accomplishments, but for who we truly are at our core? Imagine every relationship as an adventure, and you are the explorer of your own self. You want to uncover the hidden treasures within your soul and share them with others. But to do that, you need a map, a path leading to understanding, connection, and ultimately, love. Today, I will guide you in discovering your true value in a relationship based on 9 ancient Stoic philosophical lessons. So pay attention, for these are not mere empty pieces of advice you often hear. This is about empowering yourself in ways you may not have imagined. Get ready to shed light on the mysteries of cultivating a life filled with love and meaningful relationships, ones that are built on mutual respect and inner strength. Now, let's get started. Lesson 1. Understanding your true worth. So, how does Stoicism relate to understanding your value in relationships? Stoics believed in focusing on what we have power over. And guess what? Your self-worth is entirely within your grasp. It's not about how many likes you get on social media or whether someone shows interest in you. It's about how you see and appreciate yourself. Picture this. Imagine you're a gemstone. Not everyone recognizes the worth of a rare gem, right? Some might stroll past without realizing its significance, but that doesn't diminish the gem's value. It remains precious, rare, and one of a kind. That's you. Your value doesn't diminish just because someone overlooks it. Let's be honest, we've all experienced rejection and felt inadequate, especially in today's world where everyone appears to be thriving. But here's the real deal. With a Stoic perspective, your value isn't dependent on someone else's validation. It's connected to how you conduct yourself, your principles and your deeds. Are you compassionate? Are you truthful? Are you living in a manner that aligns with your values? That's where your genuine worth resides. The Stoics believed in reflecting on oneself. So pause for a moment to consider your qualities, not just the obvious ones, but the deeper aspects. What truly defines you? When you reflect, you'll find strength. In relationships, it's about finding strength in your own value, your self-worth. Whether or not others recognize it, always keep in mind, understanding your worth isn't a one-time event. It's a continuous journey, a practice that evolves over time. It's about waking up every day and acknowledging to yourself that you have value, not because of anyone else's opinion, but because of the inherent qualities that make you who you are. Lesson 2. Present yourself with dignity. Now, before you start picturing a Stoic as a stern, unsmiling figure from ancient times, let me set the record straight. Stoicism isn't about suppressing your emotions or being indifferent. It's about understanding what deserves your energy and what doesn't. And guess what? The way you present yourself absolutely deserves your energy. So, let's chat about what it means to present yourself with dignity in relationships. Have you ever noticed that sometimes we go to great lengths to impress someone, only to lose sight of who we truly are? We change the way we dress, speak, or act, all in hopes of gaining approval. But here's the key point, and this is where our calm and wise Stoic perspective comes in. Your self-respect isn't tied to your clothing style, the trendy spots you frequent, or the surface-level image you present. It's about how you carry yourself, the things you do, and the decisions you make. Imagine you're in a classroom observing 2 students giving presentations. One student is flashy, using big words and exaggerated gestures to impress the audience, while the other student is composed and speaks confidently without any pretense. Which student do you think makes a lasting impression? It's often the one who is genuine and comfortable in their own skin, isn't it? This highlights the importance of presenting oneself with dignity. The Stoics, known for their philosophy of self-control and virtue, emphasize the significance of living honestly and respecting oneself. So how does this apply to dating today? It's straightforward. Be authentically yourself. If you adore diving into books, embrace it. If you have a strong passion for something, let it shine. It's not about pretending to be someone else. It's about feeling at ease and self-assured in who you are, understanding that you are valuable just as you are. Here's another important point. Treat yourself with respect. The way you treat yourself establishes the standard for how others will treat you. If you're constantly criticizing yourself, you're essentially signaling that it's acceptable for others to do the same. However, when you respect yourself, value your time, energy and emotions, you make a bold statement. I deserve respect, and I expect to be treated accordingly. Think about what Epictetus, a wise Stoic philosopher, once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." In relationships, it's not only about your appearance or words, it's about your responses and demeanor in various situations. Are you reacting with desperation or dignity? Are you sacrificing your principles to blend in, or are you staying true to yourself, even if it means standing alone? This doesn't require perfection. We're all human with flaws and awkward moments. What matters is how you handle those moments. Do you fall apart under pressure, or do you stay strong, learn, and keep going? Let's take a moment to reflect. How can we begin to show ourselves more dignity? It could involve setting clear boundaries or refusing things that don't align with our values. It might also mean treating ourselves with more compassion and respect. When you view yourself as worthy of respect, others will begin to see it too. Lesson 3: The art of nonverbal communication. I understand if this sounds a bit old-fashioned or strict at first, but hear me out. This isn't about being difficult to approach. It's about respecting yourself and recognizing your worth. So, what does Stoicism have to say about this? Stoicism teaches us to control ourselves and stay strong, but not in a strict or boring way. It's about understanding what really matters and not giving it away too easily. In a world where we want things immediately and endlessly scroll through distractions, Stoicism feels like a breath of fresh air. Let's think about this in relationships or when getting to know someone. There's often this rush to share everything, our time, our space, our deepest feelings. But Stoics would suggest taking a step back. Why? Because when something is always available, it loses its specialness. That's just human nature. If you're always there whenever someone needs you, always saying yes to everything, where's the excitement? Where's the mystery or anticipation? Let's talk about how to set boundaries gracefully, the Stoic way. 1. Start with your appearance. Dressing stylishly yet modestly isn't just about looks. It sends a message. It communicates, I respect myself. You're not concealing yourself, but you're also not revealing everything up front. It's about finding equilibrium, expressing, there's more to me than what you see. 2. Manage your time and focus. In a hyper-connected world, being discerning about who receives your time is a meaningful choice. It's not about playing games, it's about affirming, my time is precious, and I prioritize it thoughtfully. When you're with someone, be fully present and engaged, but when you're not, it's okay to be unavailable, dedicating your energy to your own life, interests, and personal development. 3. Emotional self-mastery. Stoicism emphasizes emotional balance. It doesn't advocate being cold or disconnected, but encourages maintaining composure and perspective. Don't allow minor things to deeply affect you. Preserve your inner peace and composure. Emotional energy shouldn't be given away freely. It should be earned, much like your time and attention. This doesn't mean becoming distant or unfeeling. We're all human, and genuine connections are essential for a fulfilling life. But there's something special about taking things at a steady pace, forming relationships based on depth and endurance rather than instant gratification. It's important to note that setting boundaries isn't about playing tricks or controlling situations. It's about respecting yourself and staying true to your principles. It's about showing, through actions, that you value yourself and deserve to be treated with respect. So here's to being more selective, composed, and stoic in our relationships. It's about balancing openness with discernment, sharing with reserving. And believe me, it greatly influences how others see and treat you. Lesson 4. Be ready to walk away. In Stoicism, there's a powerful idea about letting go, not in a distant or uncaring way, but with the understanding of what we can change and what we cannot. One of the most empowering actions we can take is deciding whether to stay or walk away from a situation that doesn't align with our well-being. This becomes particularly significant in relationships. We've all been there, staying in a place where we know we deserve better. Maybe it's the fear of loneliness, the fear of change, or simply holding on to hope for improvement. But here's where Stoicism steps in. Real strength comes from realizing that we have the power to stay or leave situations that go against our principles. This doesn't mean giving up at the first sign of trouble. Relationships require effort, understanding, and time. However, it's crucial to know your self-worth and principles so profoundly that when something fundamentally contradicts them, you're prepared to move on. It's about having that inner resilience, that stoic courage to affirm, I respect myself too much to settle for less than I deserve. Let's dig deeper into this idea. Being prepared to leave a situation is all about respecting yourself. It means sticking to your beliefs and knowing your own value. It doesn't always have to be a dramatic exit. Sometimes it's a quiet choice, a peaceful realization that something isn't the right fit for you. Sure, it can be scary. The uncertainty of the future can feel intimidating. But think about the Stoics. They showed us the importance of facing challenges with bravery and accepting life's uncertainties. When you're in a relationship and know you're staying because it reflects your values, not because you're afraid to leave, it's a game changer. You're not staying out of desperation or fear. You're staying because it's your genuine choice. And here's the key point. When you bravely step away from what doesn't benefit you, you create space for what does. It's like decluttering the past to welcome in the future. It's about having faith that there are better things waiting for you and giving yourself the opportunity to discover them. Let's remember, being prepared to move on isn't about being aloof or uncaring. It's about valuing yourself enough to say, I deserve something better. It's about embodying Stoicism when challenges arise and understanding that your value isn't dependent on anyone or anything else. Lesson 5. Setting boundaries. Silently. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of actions over words. The Stoics advocated for demonstrating beliefs through behavior rather than merely stating them, which is particularly relevant when discussing boundaries in relationships. It's one thing to talk about your boundaries, but it's far more impactful to show them through your actions. Consider this. It's easy to declare, I won't accept mistreatment, but the real test comes when you encounter such behavior. Will you uphold your boundary, or will you compromise? That's where true strength lies, not in words, but in actions. I understand that this isn't always simple. It can be challenging, especially when emotions are involved. However, let's recall the wisdom of the Stoics. We have the power to choose our responses to situations. If someone oversteps a boundary, It's your response, not just your words, that establishes and enforces that boundary. Let's imagine a situation where honesty is a core value for you and someone tells a lie. How you respond in that moment demonstrates how serious you are about your boundaries. Whether you calmly address the issue or decide to step back, your actions show your commitment to your values. It's not about causing conflict. It's about showing self-respect by reacting in a way that aligns with what you believe in. This approach can make a real difference in relationships. When others see that you have clear boundaries and are willing to enforce them, they gain a better understanding of what you will and won't accept. It's about nurturing self-respect and staying committed to it. Let's delve into a fundamental concept with a simple approach. It's not just the significant events that count, but also the everyday moments. How do you react when plans change abruptly? How do you respond when someone doesn't value you enough? Do you brush it off, or do you calmly express, through words and actions, that such behavior isn't acceptable? This is where Stoic mindfulness comes into play. It's about paying attention to the present moment and how you respond to it. Are your actions in line with your boundaries? Are you being authentic to yourself? It's important to be mindful of these small, everyday moments, because they're often where your boundaries are truly tested. As we go through our day and interact with others, let's aim to embody a touch of Stoicism in expressing our boundaries. It's not about being stubborn or unyielding. It's about having an inner guide that shapes how we act and respond. And trust me, when you adopt this approach, people take notice. They begin to view you as someone who not only sets boundaries, but values themselves enough to uphold them. Lesson 6. Actions speak louder than words. Stoicism, as we've been learning, emphasizes practical wisdom. It teaches us to judge people based on what they do, not just what they say. In our world, many people speak eloquently and make promises, but their actions often fail to align with their words. This is especially true in relationships. The Stoics advise us to see through charm and focus on behaviors instead. Actions reveal what's real. Consider this. It's easy for someone to say all the right things, make promises, and paint a flawless picture of the future. But do their actions align with their words? Are they following through on what they say? That's where the truth lies. Let's be honest for a moment. Haven't we all experienced this? We meet someone who says incredible things, and we're enchanted by their promises. But as time passes, their actions don't match their words. They promise to call, but don't. They make plans only to cancel at the last minute. Yet despite this, we cling to their words, hoping they mean what they say. This is when our inner Stoic mindset must take charge. Stoicism reminds us not to be swayed by words or overwhelmed by emotions. Instead, it's about staying logical and seeing reality clearly. When someone's actions consistently fail to match their words, that's a warning sign, a signal that something isn't right. This mindset transforms how you handle relationships. Instead of being swept away by sweet words and lofty promises, you start noticing the small but telling details. How do they behave under pressure? Do they keep their promises? Are they there for you, not just in words, but through meaningful actions? Here's the fascinating part. When you shift your focus from words to actions, you set a new standard. You're essentially saying, I'm not just listening to what you say, I'm paying attention to what you do. This subtle but powerful shift makes an impact. People realize they can't just talk their way into your life. They have to prove their sincerity through consistent, genuine actions. But keep in mind, this isn't about being cynical or doubting everyone. It's about being wise. It's about safeguarding your feelings with a dose of Stoic insight. Stoicism doesn't suggest that we stop trusting others altogether, but rather that we balance trust with discernment. This mindset encourages us not to let emotions sweep us away, but to stay grounded and realistic. When words and actions align, that's when you know someone is truly trustworthy. So let's remember, pay attention to actions, not just words. Let's approach love and relationships with a Stoic mindset, being logical, observant, and thoughtful, because ultimately, actions speak louder and carry far more weight than words ever could. Lesson 7. Cultivating healthy skepticism. Stoicism is deeply rooted in reality. It's about seeing things as they truly are, not as we wish them to be. This mindset is invaluable in love and dating, where emotions often cloud judgment. We've all been there. Someone says all the right words, and we're eager to believe them, even when red flags are present. A Stoic mindset teaches us the importance of healthy skepticism. Healthy skepticism isn't about being pessimistic or distrusting everyone. Instead, it's about staying realistic, observant, and logical. It means not rushing into anything without careful consideration. For instance, imagine you meet someone new. They seem perfect and talk about a future together, but it's only been a short time. A Stoic mindset would remind you to pause, observe, and ensure their actions align with their words. This approach isn't about interrogating the other person or doubting their every move. Instead, it's about protecting your heart and maintaining emotional balance. By combining feelings with logical thinking, you can see people for who they truly are rather than projecting your desires onto them. Healthy skepticism empowers you to make thoughtful decisions. It ensures you don't get swept away by emotions and helps you build connections based on genuine understanding and mutual respect. Lesson 8. Saying no with confidence. One of the core principles of Stoicism is staying true to your values, even when it's difficult. This is especially important when it comes to saying no in relationships. Imagine a scenario where your partner proposes something that doesn't align with your values or makes you uncomfortable. The easy option might be to go along with it, but a Stoic mindset encourages you to value your beliefs and say no when necessary. Saying no isn't easy. It can be intimidating, especially if you fear losing the person. However, Stoicism teaches us that self-respect and integrity are more important than pleasing others. If standing firm in your values pushes someone away, then perhaps they weren't the right person for you in the first place. This doesn't mean being inflexible or stubborn. It's about staying authentic and true to yourself. Saying no with confidence demonstrates self-respect, which in turn earns respect from others. As the Stoics would say, live with integrity. Nurture relationships built on mutual respect and understanding, not fear or compromise. Remember, saying no is not rejection. It's a powerful affirmation of your self-worth. Lesson 9. Never chase, always value yourself. This lesson ties together the core ideas of Stoicism, focusing on what you can control and letting go of what you cannot. In relationships, this means resisting the urge to chase after someone who is pulling away. Chasing not only goes against valuing yourself, but is also a futile effort. It's like trying to hold water in your hands. It leaves you feeling empty. When someone distances themselves, Stoicism teaches us to let them go. It's not about being cold or indifferent. It's about realizing that you cannot control their behavior. Instead, focus on what you can control, your response and your self-worth. Chasing someone who doesn't value you diminishes your dignity. The Stoic approach empowers you to stand firm, knowing that you deserve respect and that your worth isn't determined by someone else's actions. By refusing to chase and instead investing in yourself, you shift the power dynamic. You attract people who are drawn to your confidence, self-respect, and strength. This mindset is freeing. It removes the need for external validation and helps you find peace within yourself. Remember, you are in control of your actions, your feelings, and your worth. Final reflection. As we wrap up these lessons, let's reflect on what we've learned. Stoicism reminds us to value ourselves, focus on what we can control, and approach relationships with wisdom and mindfulness. Your self-worth is the foundation of every relationship. Let your actions, decisions, and boundaries reflect the incredible person you are. Stay grounded in your values and embrace your inner strength. If you enjoyed these lessons, there's so much more to explore. Check out our playlist filled with insights and tips to navigate life with confidence and wisdom. Let's continue this journey together, one step at a time.